Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If today is your first time visiting, I want to extend to you a very warm welcome and invite you to watch any of our over 550 videos we have arranged for your convenience in playlists, as we are confident you're going to find something both useful and entertaining to watch. If today is your birthday, I want to wish you a very happy birthday. One of the most important skills you have to develop as a woodworker is the ability to build boxes. Boxes are the basis of everything you're going to build, from drawers to cabinets to boxes. It is really the skill that you need to master. And today we're going to show you a way to build two ways to build a box. One is a more refined box that can be displayed in your house, and the other is a little more crude but much faster to put together, and in this case I will use it in my shop. So stick around, especially if you're a beginning woodworker, and we're going to show you what you need to know to build two easy to build boxes with not a heck of a lot of tools. So today we're going to turn a piece of plywood identical to this into this utility box, and then we're going to turn this piece of 1 by 6 by 6 cedar plank that we run through our planer. You can achieve the same result simply by doing some sanding, and we were going to turn it into this beautiful box, and we have those pieces of remnants out of the build. Now, what is the cost of the build? This is a cedar box that in essence costs you about $2 to $3, right? And it smells great, and you can put, cedar is a natural preservative, right? So we can put some safe keeps there to keep.
Or keepsakes.
Keepsakes. And this is just designed to be a tight fit box, so in the shop I will put things in it to keep them safe from dust, right? They are built using two different ways, and I'm going to put a card here for you guys so you can see how we build a drawer some episodes ago. So stick around and we're going to show you how to build those two beautiful boxes. So we're going to start by plugging in the saw.
You mean we need power for a power saw?
Yeah.
Again.
I need to finish this wiring so we don't have this problem every day.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to start by cutting. In this case, this saw is not a saw. This box is not for a specific purpose. In other words, we don't have an item that we plan to put in it, so the dimensions are going to be arbitrary. But if you want something that specifically you need a specific length, for example, this is the time to decide that, right? So we're going to just cut a piece. I'm trying to decide if I should save a little bit of this. You see the difference in cut? So
I think so, don't you? Just to make the factory edge a little cleaner.
Yeah. Again, if you have a specific size in mind, you need to start with this, right? And we cut less than a blade width. You notice there was nothing left.
Yeah.
But now we have a nice... right?
Okay.
Now the next step would be to cut an identical piece in size. And the way we do it will be to place one If you're to make a mistake here, it's better to make a mistake on being longer, not shorter. Right? All right? And now we're going to again arbitrarily decide how deep we want the box. And usually boxes, unless it is a special, for a special purpose, are not square, right? They're usually parallelograms.
Or rectangles, yeah.
Or rectangles. So we're going to Maybe that much or deeper.
That's fine.
And again, we're going to use the same process we used before. We're going to make sure we're flush here. Bring the blade down without engaging the saw. And now we have the basic. We have 4 pieces. We don't have the base yet, but we have plenty of material to make a base and a top. So we have 4 pieces, and we're going to make the front, the back, and the sides using these pieces, and then we'll go. So we are moved here in our table saw, and we are set up to create some dados, or as the British call them, rabbits or rebates. All 3 names are the same thing. So we have set our table saw, and we're going to give you a little bit of detail. The blade is not supposed to come above the piece, right? We want to remove some material, but also keep some material. And the distance, we used one of the other pieces, and we want to account for the thickness of the blade too, right? So if you put it behind the blade, you're going to remove too much material, which will be okay, then you can remove that material, right? That's a better mistake to make.
Okay.
But we, instead of putting it behind the blade, between the blade and the fence, we're calculating for that by putting our piece flush with the blade, and we did that on both the front and the back. Right?
Yep.
Now this is a very special case, the only time you're going to use the fence with the miter gauge. And the only reason we do that is because this is not a through cut, so there is nothing to separate and potentially come and hit you.
And we want to make sure that this cut, because we're sliding in a side piece, is straight, and that this and that combined is going to help us keep that straight.
Yeah, this actually determines the depth. We're going to start, and we're going to move it until we hit that, and then we know that's the right depth, right?
Right. Okay.
So we're going to start.
I'm going to move around here and see if I can. Yep. That's what I'm doing. Sorry if I'm causing an earthquake, giving everybody dizzies.
Okay, I think we'll start this way. Ready?
Yep.
I didn't complete the deal, I had to do it again, but what I was doing there, the blade is going to leave a little bit of imperfection, and I'm just moving it slowly forward and backwards and taking that imperfections off. Right? And I can do a little more here.
Let's see. I said, let's see. Okay.
Again, it's not perfect, but it is good enough, right?
And if we had like just a little bit on there, we could take our chisels and clean it up a little bit.
And I will do this little bit because I missed it.
Yeah.
But, and of course you can sand it a little bit. This is very, very little. You can sand it and then it will be perfect, right?
Okay, sand.
Alternatively, there are what we call flat top blades. This is not one of them. And you will not have this problem with a flat top blade. These blades leave a little concave impression in the wood.
Because of the curvature.
I don't know if you can see the little grooves. I don't know if they're visible or not, but I mean, it's not a big deal, especially for what we're doing. It's not a problem, right?
Yeah, you can see just a little bit there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, and as you can see, here is our dado. And what that does is actually give us more space for gluing a bigger surface. and also provides the front or the back with a very clean look. We'll only have 3 brads there, and they're only used for keeping the pieces together for the glue to dry.
Okay.
You can also use dowels here, or you could use screws if you want to go for that look.
You could do dovetails if you were really getting fancy.
You could do dovetails, and we have a dovetail. We could have done dovetails, but we didn't.
It's okay.
I didn't think about dovetails.
We're working on this right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do the other side, and we're going to do the same on the back piece. And then we're going to get back. So we have cut our 4 pieces, the sides and the front and back, and a rudimentary dry fit so that we are where we want to be. Keep in mind this board is a little capped. We're not making a final gift for someone, otherwise we'll make sure that the boards were not capped. But as you can see, if you don't have a cap, it makes a very, very good connection. Even with a cap, it makes a very good connection, right?
And so the action that we were showing earlier, cutting the channel, has been done on 3 sides of the front and back.
Correct.
And not at all on the sides, because the sides fit into these channels, and then the bottom piece will also fit into the channel.
Well, we could do one on the sides, or you could make the other piece shorter. Also, we saw you how to use your table saw to do this. It will be faster and easier if you use a dado stack, right?
Yeah, right.
We just want to show you how to do it if you don't have a dado stack.
Okay.
So now we're going to start the assembly, and we're going to use glue and pin nails to assemble it.
Okay.
Right. So here's our dry fit, and your bottom piece has to be ripped to account for the thickness of your front and back, right? And we've done that already. It's a straightforward operation. You calculate and you rip, right?
It was a combination of this width and this width to accommodate for the bottom.
So now we're going to start assembling.
Okay.
Okay, we're putting glue on the edges where we're going to put the 2 pieces together. These are the end pieces that are going into the channel or rabbet.
You want to lift it up so we can use. So now you put the glue again.
Here, and here, and here. Yes.
Right. I don't know why it's leaking, but we have a leak somewhere. You want to go here, right? Turn it over. Make it loose. I think that's all right. We need any more in there anyway?
I don't think so. This one can't.
Okay, we'll fix it now. Here we are. The basic box has been built. And at this moment, it could be a drawer, right? If you have the right dimension, it could go in and be a drawer. If you have the handle, we want it to be a closing box, so we're going to put a top on it. And we already cut the top, and it's a very easy operation. We just need to find the length, right? And it's all cut from the same piece. This box came out of one piece of, what was the dimension?
It was
By 6, right?
1 by 6. Yeah,
By 6.
by 6.
Okay. Of course, you could make it 2 boxes. If you were to cut it in half, there would be much shorter boxes, but you can rip it in half and make 2 boxes with the same process. So the way we're going to make the top is like we did the sides. We're going to create dados But this time we're going to go all around, in all four sides. Okay? And let's do that and we'll be right back. So we put dados on our top piece, as you can see. And on this piece you have to put dados in all four sides, right?
Yep.
You could potentially do the same for the bottom. We just chose not to. So with the dados you have a nice thinner looking side. And at the same target point you have a nice fit. Mm-hmm. You can hold the box but still you can open it. So it's a nice friction fit, right? What do you guys think?
It's a very pretty box. Are you going to put handles on it of any kind?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll go to the box of beautiful things and find something to put in it. I mean, you can even put maybe hinges, you know?
Yeah.
It increases your costs, for sure. But this is a $2 box. This is what is left out of our 6-foot board.
Yeah, and we had one extra piece that we had also cut off, so there's a little bit more than a foot left.
Okay. So every 3 or 4 boards you get another box, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. But this is a very basic way to do a box, and clearly to build a drawer, to build cabinets. If you know how to do this, you can in essence build anything you want, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, very nice.
All right. For our second and more utilitarian box, we started with a piece of plywood about this dimension, and we cut pieces for our box. So we have a top and a bottom, 2 sides, a front and a back, and 2 sides, right? Mm-hmm. And of course the top and the bottom have to be the same dimension. The sides have to be the length of the top or the bottom, and the sides have to be the depth of the. Mm-hmm. Did I confuse everyone enough or not enough yet? All right, so this is a very small box, and it is utilitarian in nature. It's not something to display in your house, but it's something that you can use. And I want to put some meters that I have, voltmeters and continuity meters. And there are 2 ways to do it. One way is to simply attach it with glue and let it dry. But I'm going to use scraps that I have laying around to create a structure, a carcass in the inside, to have the pieces held together a little better. So we're going to do that, and simply we're going to cut the pieces based on the dimensions we have here. Okay? Mm-hmm. So let me go and cut the pieces and we'll be right back. On thin pieces like this, the time that it takes to set the saw doesn't work. So a hand saw is as good a solution as any. It does help, however, if we are better set up, but that's okay. Okay. So what we did is we used our side and that's not the side. That was one of the front pieces. And 2 of the sides, and that takes into account their thickness. And we cut this piece this way, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. With our pieces cut and our support pieces ready, this is time to start the assembly process. And this is probably the hardest one of the whole operation, which is connecting the back to the bottom. And as you can see here, we're making sure by doing a dry fit that everything is correct, and it is. We're going to remove this piece, put glue and brad on it, and then we're going to get back with you. So we attach the first piece, and it should look like this. Mm-hmm. Right? And we use brad nails, which are ideal for this project because of the small size of the wood we're using. Mm-hmm. And now we're going to have to... should we do the other one and then the middle, or?
Yeah, I think we're going to turn it over, have it set up in the same way. So we have this, then we'll have this lined up here.
Okay.
And again, we're going to use both of the end pieces to help align it, and we'll just attach it in the same way.
Right. So here are the 2 pieces that we have, and they're ready. And if you do not have a brad nailer, then you can use clamps and clamp it, and it will take you longer, but glue is enough for this project. We're using brad nails because we're impatient and because we have to film it. and we cannot wait half an hour for every glue up, right? But if time is not an issue, you don't need a brad nail. The glue is strong enough, and even small pressure clamps will hold this without a problem. So we're going to do the same for this dimension. Then we'll be right back.
This one and this one.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, you want your support pieces the same distance from the edge as the thickness of your material, right? So the easiest way to do that is put it on your table there, and then put another piece next to it. And as you can see now, you have the right orientation, the right thickness, and everything is ready to go.
Mm-hmm. You also have to do it for the end, since
Right,
it's
yeah, I
going to
just
sit
cannot
inside.
do it with one hand.
Yeah. Yep.
So now you're correctly placed.
And we have used glue and brad nails to hold the supports onto the face piece.
Correct.
Okay.
And here is our final box. A little painter tape in the corners will help you keep the pieces together as you glue them and attach them with brad nails. And if you don't have brad nails and you just depend on the glue, definitely you want the painter tape to keep the corner while the glue is drying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, our top is exactly like our bottom. Our top is like our bottom. And as you can see, it has a very nice snug fit. It is a friction fit, which means that
It's going to stay closed until you pull it apart.
right. And we're going to remove the painter's tape now, or attempt to remove it. Here, painter's tape removal. Now the purpose for this box for me was to put some electronic measuring equipment that I keep in the shop, and I do not want them covered with dust. I did not care that the box is beautiful or, you know, presentable or whatever. All I care was that it is sturdy enough and tight enough to not allow a lot of dust in to protect my electronics. And I think this box really fits that build, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we built it with scrap in about an hour, I would say, right?
Right?
So this is a project that definitely you can do, and it's a project that teaches you a lot. If you're a beginning woodworker, this is a great project to learn how to do certain things, right? To learn how to build things. And I built it for these probes. So the only thing that we cared was that these probes can fit in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we, yeah.
We put this end in first. It goes in a little easier.
And now we have a very secure little box to hold our electronic devices, right?
Yep.
And again, it is not a box that will win competitions, but it's not a bad looking thing either, especially for the shop. Wouldn't you
Right.
agree?
It'll blend right in. We won't be able to find it.
All right, folks. So here we are with our two boxes completed, and we are done for the day. And we certainly hope you enjoyed this build. We enjoyed this build. We learned a couple of things, and definitely something I've never thought of is that you could turn a cheap piece of cedar plank that is intended to be out in the weather into something really nice looking as this.
That's beautiful.
And this is something that we'll probably display in the house. Miss Wizard? Yes? No?
Yeah.
And probably make a few more of those boxes in different sizes. Again, this we built with nothing specific in mind. So we don't know. We'll probably find something to
I
put in
just
it.
had some ideas of what we can do with this.
Okay, excellent. If you enjoyed this episode, and we certainly hope you did, it will help the channel greatly and will mean a lot to us if you give us a thumbs up, if you subscribe if you have not subscribed so far, and if you let us know what else you would like to see in future episodes. From Dr. Wizard, Mrs. Wizard, Elpida, and the Urban Homesteading channel, wash your hands, put your mask on, and stay safe. We're looking forward to see you midweek with another episode. Stay safe, friends.